Yo, we live, we back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose, man. Here today, bringing you another edition of my starting five for Draftkings and Fanduel, alright? But before we get into it, y'all already know we got the lineup review. Going over my best lineup with the updated starting five that I posted on Twitter from the previous day's slate. So we're gonna get into this breakdown, but while we doing that breakdown, hit the subscribe button, please hit the like button, turn your notification bell on, man, so you know when the video drops, alright? And you can be here rocking with us every day. Now, last night, hey, it was a rough night for me as far as single entry in my three max, but overall it was a good night, man. We spiked a nice lineup in the $4.20 max, so we got a little two lineup breakdown for y'all. I'll show y'all that lineup as well. So we end up like quadrupling up on our buy-in. It was a solid night for me. Like I said, it just sucked for me single entry. I didn't cash in any single entries on my three maxes. If you saw the updated starting five, you know what happened. Let's get into it, alright? So yesterday's slate, man, my whole approach was, as you gonna see from both of these lineups when I get into them. This is why I like tough slates where there's no clear-cut plays. My strategy yesterday was just giving me all the guys that nobody was playing that I knew who should be locked in for 30 plus minutes, who had big upside, and that just nobody was on. You can see right now from the ownership here. So that's the route we tried to go yesterday. The thing that hurt us with the starting five was one blowouts and the curious case of Kyrie Williams. We gonna get into it, but if you caught the updated starting five, man, you know I went with Day'Lon Wright, Chris Paul, Kyrie Williams, Jared Vanderbilt, and Nikola Vucevic. All right, at the top, Day'Lon Wright right here just felt like he was in line. He's been crushing, man. He didn't gave you two double nickels and a 40-pointer since he's been moved into the starting rotation with no Halliburton, and I just felt like he was a very solid play, great price on him. And I actually wanted to get him here too because Buddy Hield was questionable, and if there was a chance that Buddy Hield was out, I knew that would just only improve his upside. So we wanted to lock him in. He came in a little chalky over here, right at 49% on. Just gave us 33 DK points, but he didn't need to do much as they had this one in hand early and easily walked away with this game away from the Thunder here. But very solid performance out of Day'Lon Wright. Right? Coming in right here, going Kyrie Williams. Now this was the case. This one is mind-boggling. So we went Kyrie Williams because we got the news that Dort was out, that Ty Jerome was out, and Maladon was questionable, and Poku was questionable. So I wanted to, I kind of anticipated one or both of Poku or Maladon being out. So I wanted to lock Kyrie Williams in here as a sneaky value play, as I knew I could get different from that the Najee Marshall plays and the James Johnson plays. Just anticipating those guys missing. Now, I did tweet out about 9:30 somewhere in there once we got the news that they was playing, that y'all should probably move off of Kyrie Williams. I said I would leave him in a couple of spots, so I left him in right here. I did move off of him in some other lineups, so hopefully y'all got that news and y'all didn't take this zero. But even that being said, even those guys playing, he still had been seeing 20 to 25 minutes a game with the full roster with Dort and everybody in. So I have no idea why he did not play at all. He did not even touch the floor. So took this L right here. Got him at 6% on. Just a flat zero. You're never really going to cash with a zero in your lineup, right? Coming in at power forward, I want to go to Jared Vanderbilt. Knew he would be a little chalky, but I felt like his minutes and his upside, his chance at production was just too great for this 4,100 price tag. So I didn't really care about the ownership here. He came in right at 60%, very, very chalk. But another case of the blowouts. Blowouts hurt him here. No need for him to get full run. No need for him to go as hard as we needed him to. He only gave us 22 DK points. It's an okay effort. It's over 5x, but not nearly enough trying to take something down. Now my center play, I wanted to go Nikola Vucevic right here. Just as my one, nobody was going to him, and this was my pivot away from Luka Doncic. Luka was drawing all of the ownership yesterday. I'm probably the only guy you know in DFS who had zero Luka lineups last night. I had absolutely zero. Just because, not that I felt like he was a bad play, but I felt like he was drawing too much ownership. For one, for what he's been doing this year. Luka, he's been solid, but he hasn't been crushing this year. He hasn't been throwing 70s and 80s around regularly. He's been giving you but 50s and 60s. Also, I felt like guys like Vucevic, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, those guys had 60-point upside as well. So those, and they would come in at all of them with super low ownership. 10 to 15% on. So I just went with those three guys. Vooch, Cat, AD was my main pay up options last night, and I just went zero Luka. Probably was a bad idea, but in long run, thinking over it all, for season wise, it's probably a bad idea to do things like that. But for the night, I felt like it was okay. It ended up working out for me as Luka got ejected. That definitely probably helped us, or he probably would have crushed me here, but I'm okay with it. That's why I say I like tough slates, guys. Especially when it's tough slates and there's no clear-cut plays, just let the field make the mistakes. Just look at the ownership, and wherever they're going, just find a comparable pivot and just go there. So that's what we did. We wanted to go Vucevic here. Got him at 10% on. Nice performance out of him. Solid double-double. Gave us 56 DK points right here. Definitely needed a little more from him. I thought he could possibly put 60 points in this matchup, but this is very solid from him. He got the job done for us. And then rounding out the starting five, I wanted to go CP3. That last game of the night, I knew nobody was going to that game. I felt like CP3, another guy who had 50-plus point upside, and this was a way to get me away from some of that LaMelo Ball, that Lonzo Ball chalk. I know if you saw the video yesterday, I was on Lonzo Ball, but the ownership was just coming in too high on those guys, so it just made more sense to find a pivot, and Chris Paul was that guy. That's how I ended up on him right here. Got him at 8% on. Gave us 42 DK points. Just okay. Needed a bigger performance from him, but as the Lakers kind of handed it to the Suns here, Chris Paul got going kind of late. So, but just 43 DK points, just all right from him. He didn't kill us, but we definitely, if he gave us a bigger performance, we probably could have walked away as with the number one spot in that 20 max. All right, but rounding out the lineup, I wanted to go Eric Bledsoe, another guy who was in line for 30, knew would be in line for 30-plus minutes. Knew all the shots were going to fall between him and Lonzo, basically. So I had no problem going to him right here. We got him at 16% on. He gave a very solid game out last time. I thought he'd draw a little more ownership just because he gave a decent performance out, but for some reason, the people didn't go back to him again, so we got him at 16% on. He gave us 52 DK points. A monster performance from Eric Bledsoe. Almost 10x. That definitely going to push you to the top of the leaderboard. Coming down here at the bottom, wanted to go Jalen McDaniels right here. Got him at 5% on. Just trying to get another piece of that Charlotte New Orleans game, as I like that game environment. He did nothing for us here. This is a horrible performance out of him. Gave us pretty much 9 DK points, just terrible. But we was taking the chance on another guy, like I said, I felt was in line for 30 minutes and wasn't drawing any ownership, who had 30-point upside, and that's 6x at this 5,400 price tag. So just trying to get different, didn't work out right here. And then finishing out this lineup, went Moses Brown, 5,100, another center pivot, just trying to get away from, like I said, the Mo Bamba chalk. I didn't play a lot of Bamba either yesterday, even though I liked him, if you saw the video earlier, just too much ownership. He's getting 60% on for a guy whose price has risen. He's in the 7K now, so now when he dropped 40 on you, 42, 43, it's only like 6x. It ain't the 8, 9x that it was when he was at a cheaper price. So Moses Brown just trying to get different here. Great matchup against the Sacramento Kings. We got him at 1% on. Solid performance from him. He gave us 33 DK points. All right. But like I said, single entry was no good for me. No cashes in any of my single entries last night. But the thing that saved our night was this $4.20 max. Let's take a look at that lineup right here. You see it right here. This was the 4-point play, 20 entry, $4.20 max. We came in 10th place right here, or won $600. Put up a 340. Now, my strategy for this lineup, once again, I wanted to go to that late game, that Lakers Suns game, because I knew, like if you saw my video from the day before when I took Anthony Davis, the Lakers are going to be playing hard. They need to win every game, and the only way they win is if Anthony Davis play good. So, knowing nobody was going to this Phoenix Laker game, I wanted to take what I thought would be the two main pieces from this game, and Anthony Davis and Chris Paul. So I had a lot of Chris Paul yesterday. I definitely needed a bigger performance out of him, but just getting different right here with those two. You can see the ownership, 10 and 12%. Nobody was in this game. All right, and then the rest of the lineup, this whole lineup, I just basically took the two late games, as you can see, just the two late games, and then the pieces of the New Orleans Charlotte game, the game I liked the most in the early part of the games, in the early part of the night. So just Eric, right back to Eric Bledsoe. I knew he'd be low on. We got a little Terrence Davis in here. James Johnson did get a little chalk right here just because we need the salary savings. I paid up to PJ Washington at 7,200. Got him at 15% on. He gave us a solid performance, 38 DK points. I really thought he'd give us about 40 plus right here in this matchup. Coming down at the bottom, I had this was originally Kyrick Williams. This one, the Kyrick Williams, I switched. I had him here, but like I said, once we got that news, I made the switch to Mo Harkless, and then I just rounded it out with Marvin Bagley. This was a little like late night stack with just a couple of pieces of the early game I like, and it performed solidly for us. Got us 340 right here. Like I said, we came in 10th place, so ultimately saving my night last night. Let us have a winning night, but let's get on to tomorrow's slate, man, and see if we can't keep the winning ways going. We got a tough 6-gamer tomorrow, another tough one. Now, it is a Russell Westbrook slate. Like I told y'all the other day, you got to decide if it's going to be a Russell Westbrook 60 type performance or it's going to be a Russell Westbrook 80 plus type performance. I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's going to be an 80 plus type performance. Do not fade Russell Westbrook tomorrow. Not completely. I mean, you can just roll the dice. You can, but Russell Westbrook with no Bradley Beal tomorrow, he might be 90% on, but I don't know how you get away from him, man. It's gonna be a tough one, all right? But let's get into my starting five. Oh, with that being said, for some of my new subscribers, we have been picking up a lot of new subscribers. I know you saying, like, why did he just say that and he's not in the starting five? So over here on the show, man, I'm never going to give you superstar options. You'll never see me put the Russell Westbrook, the Kevin Durant, the Luka Doncic. You're never going to see them in my starting five videos unless it's like a 3-gamer and I can't help it. But the reason that is, man, you don't need me to tell you that Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, you don't need me to tell you those guys are good plays, those guys are in play. They in play every night. The question is just whether they do it or not. So I don't give you all those pay up options in my video, all right? All right, let's get to this starting five. Coming in at point guard, I want to look at DeJounte Murray going against the Milwaukee Bucks. Pace up game for the Spurs here. I like Murray's prices falling down here to 7,200. I definitely want to take a piece of him in this matchup. A guy who has triple-double upside, man. He has many paths to victory tomorrow. He can give it to you with assists. He can give it to you with rebounds, steals. If his shot is falling and he brings his offensive game, that's when you're looking at the big type performances from DeJounte Murray. I definitely want to take a look at him tomorrow. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. Definitely want to take a look at him tomorrow at this 7,200 price tag. All right. Coming in as shooting guard, I want to look at Raul Neto for the Washington Wizards, man. No Bradley Beal tomorrow. It's going to leave a lot of uses, a lot of shots out there. Russ going to get a lot of them, but the Hawks are probably going to key on him as they know he's going to try to pick up his scoring. So he's going to need other guys to help him out, as the Wizards need to win every game too if they trying to stay in the playoff hunt. So Raul Neto coming in at 4,500, a guy who had A guy who has shown he's very capable on the offensive end. He's given you big offensive performances in the past. And they're going to need him to step up right here, especially if they want to get this win against the Hawks. So I like getting to some raw netto, especially at this 4,500 price tag. Coming in at small forward, another guy whose price is dropping, man. So I think we're getting a little discount on him is Joe Ingles at 6,300. Up pace matchup against the Golden State Warriors. They definitely gonna need some offense for him, and it's just I think he's overdue. The other three guys, well, the main three guys with no Mitchell and Conley is Jordan Clarkson, Joe Ingles, and Bojan Bogdanovic. The other two guys, Clarkson and Bogdanovic, have had their big games. Joe Ingles is the only one that's lacking. He's not really had a big game. He's just been giving you middle and 30 type performances. So the reason why we want to take a look at him here is now that his price is falling to 6,300, when if he just puts up like 35, 36 points like he's been doing, that's going to be pushing 6x at this price tag. So his price falling allows him to hit value if he just stays consistent and give you the type of performance he's been giving you. But I think he has more upside in his performance. There should be some more possessions. They're going to need a little more scoring for him, as Steph Curry has been setting the NBA on fire as late. So they're going to have to bring their scoring or pick up the defense, one of the two. But I like Joe Ingles right here in this matchup. Coming in at power forward, I want to go right back to my boy Danilo Gallinari. Great matchup against the Washington Wizards. He's been very solid coming off the bench. I like him coming off the bench at this 4,800 price tag, as he pretty much runs the show with the second team. And you're talking about a guy who really should be a starter, coming in off the bench, going against the other team's second unit. That would allow, he really takes advantage of those matchups and gives the Hawks a scoring punch off of the bench. I like getting to him, especially in this matchup against the Wizards. Coming in at the center spot, my favorite play right now. Now, he is my favorite play provided that Steven Adams is out tomorrow. If Steven Adams is out, I'm going to have a lot of Jonas Valanciunas. My only concern is his minutes, but they've been letting him push right at 30 minutes. So if he's going to see 30 or 30 plus minutes, he is absolutely going to kill the Pelicans down low. If Adams is out, they don't have a body they can throw at him. Hernan Gomez is going to be barbecue chicken down there. Jackson Hayes is too little. He should be able to just have his way down low with the Pelicans. I'm going to love getting the Jonas Valanciunas at this price tag right here tomorrow, all right? There you have it, my starting five for Draftkings at the moment. DeJounte Murray, Raul Neto, Joe Ingles, Danilo Gallinari, and Jonas Valanciunas, man. Listen, y'all, be sure y'all go follow on Twitter so you can get the updated starting five when I post it about 30 minutes before lock. If you don't follow on Twitter, you don't have a Twitter, don't worry. Just come back to this YouTube video. I have it pinned in the comments section, all right? Let's go take a look at Fanduel. On FanDuel, coming in at the top, I want to look at Trae Young right here. Point guard, I like this price tag on him, 8,400. I definitely think he's too cheap for this matchup against the Washington Wizards. Super pace up game. You know the Wizards defense is lacking. Trae Young has been very solid as of late. I'm definitely loving him at this 8,400 price tag. Get you some Trae Young tomorrow. Coming in as shooting guard, the guy I want to look at is Kyrie Thomas, 4,800 right here for the Houston Rockets. Provided all those Houston guys are out tomorrow, I think we can look at Kyrie Thomas here. I don't think this is a case of point chasing. He's put together two solid performances. He comes in looking to score. He is trying to make the best of this situation over here with Houston. He's playing real hard right now, so I'm definitely going to take a look at him in this fast-paced matchup with the Portland Trail Blazers. This should be one of your high totals tomorrow. I think we can look at Kyrie Thomas for this 4,800. Coming in at small forward, standing at Washington-Atlanta game. Want to look at Rui Hachimura, 5,700. Listen, no bill. He's going to be asked to pick up his scoring. He's a solid rebounder, solid defender. Hopefully he can get a couple steals in there. But if they have any hope of winning this game, he's going to have to increase his offensive output. And so I think we can take a look at him at this 5,700 price tag. Coming in at power forward, I want to go right back to the man, James Johnson. Should be in the starting lineup again, 4,400. Had a solid performance tonight. If he can just duplicate that again tomorrow, we should be in good company. At this 4,400, he should see 30 plus minutes or right at 30 minutes. You never know with this Pelicans rotation though. But he saw 30 minutes last night. Expect him to see that same type of workload right here in the Memphis Grizzlies. If they're going to especially need him on the defensive end to guard the likes of Jaren Jackson, I like getting to James Johnson tomorrow at the power forward. And then coming in at the center spot, staying with my boy, Jonas Valanciunas. As I told you, my favorite play on both sides right now. Expecting him to have a big double-double tomorrow, man. Get you some Jonas Valanciunas, all right? There you have it, my starting five for FanDuel. Trae Young, Kyrie Thomas, Rui Hachimura, James Johnson, and Jonas Valanciunas. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pool. You know I'm going to have them in mind. That's going to do it for us here today. Y'all know the motto, man. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I see y'all tomorrow, alright? Let's go.